right, we're sorry for a late start. Our break. Our guest is here. She is an author. She is an entrepreneur. She is a game changer and leader for our community. And I had honors of meeting her a couple years ago through the organization called Track Philly. Now she has her own organization called Finding My Way Foundation. She is an author. She is a director. She is a therapist as well. Yep. So her name is Miss Tyshiera Maddox. How you doing this Saturday?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. It's really well. So Tyshiera was one of the authors participating in Arts Cafe last year, 2022, in Collegeville. She had a great experience. Now she wrote another book. Yes. We will talk about that in a little bit. So we will talk. Let's get right to it. We will talk about your foundation and why you started it and how. So my first question to you is, who was Tyshiera when she was growing up?
Wow, I was a reserved child, very curious, very conscientious. I never even knew I was going to, well, I always knew I wanted to help people, but I didn't know what aspect, like I didn't know about social work. I wanted to be a pediatrician, I wanted to be a doctor for kids. But then as I got older, and then I realized, I kind of want to do what doctors do, you know, provide healing and things like that, but I wanted to be more in the sense of someone that you come and talk to and confide in. So I kind of started my journey, you know, that way once I got higher education and things like that. But still laid back, still chill, tell you a couple jokes here and there, but that's kind of how I was as a kid.
So what made you go on the path of being a therapist and leading to social work?
I love when people ask me this because I know it's so cliche to say like I was called to it, but I really was. I was a type of person, I used to be like, I'm not going to be no social worker. I'm not taking nobody's kids. I actually got a trade in business education. So I thought I was going to go to college for business administration, minor communications, all that. It just wasn't fitting right in my spirit. And so I decided to do psychology. So I got a bachelor's in psychology, got a job right after I graduated. And I took a gap year before I went to get a master's because I still was trying to stay in the psychology realm. Right. So I went to Temple to get my master of social work degree and then got on my licenses, and here I am building my private practice now. So it was kind of like I was forced in a sense because nothing else was working out that I wanted to do. So that's kind of how I ended, and I love it. I wouldn't see me doing anything else.
Wow, so you mentioned about Temple, and I wanted to make condolences to the president Epps, who passed away shockingly on Tuesday while she was at a service. So also to the community, they've been going through a lot this past month with the two presidents leaving. Also, gun violence going on there, and people not feeling safe. Temple's only going through a lot. So. You know, how we stay connected, keep the faith, you know, it's going to be all right. We'll turn around. So you say you was called to do it. You said something, you mentioned about you were called the 20-somethings whisperer. Can you elaborate on that? How you did that?
Yeah, because pretty much I was raised by my mom. My mom had me when she was 18. My parents were young, so my mom was 18. I think my dad was like 20. So if you can imagine, you have an 18-year-old person who is about to journey into adulthood. So learning to be adult and then be a mom on top of that, that's a lot. So because we pretty much like grew up together, I learned so much from her while she was navigating her 20s, and it put me like 10 steps ahead of my peers. So all the things that I knew and I was privy to, I said, you know what, when I get older, like I want to help people that kind of was like in situations like my mom, or maybe they didn't have a kid, maybe they did, and all the experiences that I've had, both good and bad, I decided to put it into a book. So a book that is strictly like a how-to. Both of them are kind of like how-to guides, and they're very inspirational, but they're quick enough for the attention span of young adults. So that's pretty much just based off my lived experience and the things that I've, was exposed to. And I just turned it around to a learning opportunity that they can now have at their fingertips.
So you wrote your first book. and you talk about issues that those face while growing up. So, what were some of the issues that you feel those face right now, or even that you face when you're in your 20s? Well, you're still in your 20s, but right in your younger 20s.
They don't know what to do. Like they just follow the steps of maybe a older cousin or older brother did. You know, some of them may not understand like what, you know, if they go to college, like what am I going to do with this degree? Like what's life going to be like after high school if I don't decide to go? What is it going to be like after college? So it's kind of like when you're a teenager, you're still trying to figure out where you fit in at in groups. But as a young 20-something, you're still trying to figure out, well, where do I fit in this big world? My family dynamics are changing. The way I see friendships are different. I'm still trying to figure out which way I want to go. And it's scary because now you're fully like responsible for yourself. When you're under 18, you still got somebody that's paying bills, still taking care of you to an extent. But when you're a 20-something, like it's all on you. So it's a lot of pressure to have it all figured out, and everybody's not privileged to be exposed to education, so they can't utilize services like career development centers or things like that college affords them. And that's why I wrote the second book that's basically a professional playbook for them to help those type of people, to speak to both those type of people, those who are going to go a traditional route and those who may take the route and go straight into the workforce.
Yeah, so yep, exactly. And also help find a job and resumes. Yeah. And now I can hear this on a radio every day. They call it, I don't know, you heard this about called Life Brand. Is a website to help people like trainees get jobs or go to school, because they help like remove posts. They might post might be offensive or maybe wrong posts that if they couldn't keep it up there, they can lose opportunities and jobs based on what you post on social media. So
we cover that in the book, how to leverage your social media, what to do with your first no, because we can get our first no, what to do with your gap years, like how you can utilize the time frame to gain other skills, how you can take your skills that you get from being a volunteer or internship and how you can transfer that into an industry or even starting a business. So I cover all that in that second book.
Well, yeah, so it's funny because like when I was your age of 17, 18, it was talking about college. They weren't talking about gap year. It was like go to college or play. I'm glad I did, but I wish I had more options to look at even before. And I mean, they were like, go to college, and I was at the point where I didn't get out of it. There's a lot going on. I made a fresh start. I feel it was a decision for me at the time, but I wish I was exposed to more options. Or I could look at it. Even though I took it, but I was like, okay, this could be an option. I went down the road, but they were focused on college and going to school. But I'm glad I did that because I had a plan. I wanted to make my mom proud of me. So it just. And plus, I need to change. I need to get out of it. I feel like to see people for free. Right. My mom was working there at the time. Okay. I've been waiting for free and paid nothing for it. But I was like, nah, I can't do that. I ain't gonna be home. I want to get out and find myself and be in a different city and just find myself. So now you start an organization called Finding My Way Foundation. What motivates you to start that foundation?
Well, I'm a licensed clinical social worker, so in my field, I've been, I work with children, older youth, families, and I came across this young Hispanic male, and we were talking. I mean, he was in crisis at the time, but we just got to talking about life. Like after I got him to a good baseline, we were just talking about life, and there was so much that he didn't know about. He didn't have. So he wasn't going to school. He was walking around with no identification on his body at all. And I would say to him, like, you can't just be walking around with nothing. Like, how is somebody supposed to identify you even know that you could be here in this country and there's all this different stuff? So the conversations that I was having with him led me to say, you know what? I need to create something to help them find their way, to know all the important documents that they need to have on their persons, especially when they're applying for jobs. Even if they feel like, okay, the traditional school setting is not for me, I need to go and get a GED. What do you need when you're filling out applications? How to fill out these applications? How to go for your first interview? How do you prepare for that? So all those things was coming to my mind. I was like, you know what? I got to do something. Like I got to create something outside of the books and stuff like that that was serving a greater capacity. So it was really me in my role as a social worker coming across young adults who had no idea what to do, just was stuck.
Yeah, and plus, like, a lot of young people now, like, don't have even ID.
Nope.
Beyond not school ID, but ID.
Whether it's a driver's license or not, you still. And that was the thing. He thought, well, I thought I had to have a license and have ID. I'm like, no, the same place you go to get your
ID.
You get your state ID.
I'm not told that. And that was major for me. We had to find a job because I know we had the ID where I was like, yeah, the bring papers to 18, you get ID. You can be non-drivers and with your license, you can just add it on there. You know what I mean? So a lot of people are not told that. They just think, oh, I gotta get driver's. Yeah, no, that's not ID. You need ID because you need that to apply for jobs, to vote, to do all certain things, to go to the doctor's office, get appointments. They're not told that. I think that's a lot of I was interviewing a lot of seniors this week because I had a position for a co-op.
Okay.
So I don't know if your job has internship. I know internship.
I did a co-op though. I went to Mercy Vocational High School. Is now they changed the name to Mercy Career Technical School. So when I got a trade in business, I had a co-op opportunity at the Philadelphia Insurance Companies. So that's why when I do anything with young adults, I'm speaking to both those who went that route and who went to college because I had the experience of both. So I'm familiar with co-op. They're very, very valuable, very, very important.
Right. So my plan is whenever we had hired 2 seniors to work with me, and then I might have 4, but I'm gonna do 2 right now and 2 later on.
Like a fall and spring type
thing.
Yeah.
So get an experience, but also like give like resources, maybe exposure to you. I want to make sure they get this job, but get resources that they may not get exposed to as other seniors get to.
Yeah.
I'm connected to you. That's my connected to you. Hey, listen, kind of this little lady here, she'll help you. You have a plan.
Little lady.
It's your lady, you know what I mean? Just because at the end of the day, I want to expose. Like when you come to that career day, they already know. Oh, I know her.
Yeah.
We talked already. So they can talk to other seniors about, hey, this girl.
Talk to Tyshiera.
Yes, because I have built a relationship with her. So basically, how you feel that as adults are, I was not older, I was with more wisdom, can support our young people now going forward, based on this generation. You know how we can be a better support.
You really gotta have really just candid, informal, laid-back conversations with them. Like really hear their thoughts, like hear where they're at, because that's how you can set them on the right track. If you just throw stuff at them that you just think that they need, that's not setting them on the right track. You really gotta hear them, because a lot of these young, first of all, everybody has a gift, right?
Yes,
whether they're operating,
I believe that.
Everybody is put here to do something.
That's right.
And if you can have those conversations, start to cultivate and understand it, if you can see that in them, that's how you set them in a way. That's something my mom did for me and my sister. She seen that my sister was just literally naturally good at dancing, put her in dance school at 5.
Yes.
Seeing that I was good with academics and sports, put me in summer camps that was geared towards it. That's how you cultivate the gift. So taking time to really listen to them. They don't have a lot of people. I provide therapy for young adults. They don't have nobody to listen to them. No one's listening. They just talking at them. No one's actually listening to their ideas. Oh, my idea is boring. They saying how I'm going to get money. Oh, my aunt did that and it didn't work out for her, so they tell me not to do that. No one's listening. It's having those conversations, and whatever resources you have will help them get to the next path, like the next step on their journey.
Yeah, I feel those conversations. So you say you're a therapist. So you do have clients, or you taking clients right now?
Yeah. So my age range is about 16 to 50. So those are different. Okay. Yep. So those are different life development cycles there. But yeah, the bulk of who I attract is people between 18 and their 20s somewhere, because they're just trying to figure out life. It's a lot going on. There's a lot they're trying to figure out about themselves and what they're supposed to do. Even for those who were exposed to college and went, they still come home and like, yeah, so now what? And there's a lot of stuff that the colleges, not giving them either, or they're not taking advantage of it. They don't see the point in taking advantage of it.
Right, because the college scene is totally changed, and even when I left before the social media, we took off. So it was there at the beginning. It was at the beginning, man. they have MySpace, Black Planet, you know, common websites. Yeah. But, you know, what, like ESPN, CNN, you know, kind of stuff, AOL at the time. So now it's everything currently on social media. Everything's like, anyone got a phone, anything, any classes are more credit social media technology, you know. So, like, so my question to you is, I want to ask you another question is, where do you see Finding My Way Foundation within the next year, 2 years?
Woo. Because we are so new, I just founded it last October, so next month will make it a year that I had it.
So you have a team or just
yeah, so I have a board of advisors, but you know, we're still raising awareness about the nonprofit, still finding the right partnerships. I don't believe in just throwing myself at any and anybody. It has to be right. It has to be in alignment because of what I'm doing. So
and something I'm gonna put this out there, and I think I haven't told you this before. I think God's Spirit's telling me that I would love to be a partner because we work with high school students. We work at King. I know I told you that King. You get scared. And I want to be a partner and maybe come on. I know you can't come out to the sessions and discuss.
I'm working on it. Yeah, I'm trying to work something out.
No, but that job you had was a big responsibility. But I definitely want to be a partner, a resource to you. Maybe if the kids. Hey, I want these resources, Miss Tysheira, she didn't mind my foundation.
Yeah, some after school things.
Yeah, after school, and then also maybe I'm trying to figure out this week for the counselor, where's their college career fair? I'm get you out there, you know, so as exposure, you know, because I think what you're doing is great, and I wish I had this when I was 18 to 25, something where someone, I can find my way, help them, because a lot of kids could avoid decisions if they had someone like you to help them navigate through that. You know, so when they're 18, 16, 17, help someone, hey, I don't gotta be what I see in my community every day. You know, I can be different. You know, I can navigate my gift. You know what I mean? Like cultivate my gift. Give me opportunities where I can cultivate it, see where it goes, you know. But I definitely want to be a partner and maybe be a resource, you know what I mean?
Working together, serving.
And feel like, okay, how we can do this, how I get you out of schools that we are serving at, you know what I mean? So the kids have options, you know, so hey, even though you can't be there, hey, there's resources out here for you. Like
where we have something. Yeah, definitely. And when you say, like, where do I see it in a year or two, I really think life skills needs to be a part of the curriculum. It has to be a part of the curriculum at a high school level and in college. They need to be simultaneously getting an education and still learning about life.
Right.
It's one thing to be, book smart, you gotta be street, but you gotta need to just be whole, well-rounded and whole. So that's why I see, like, really, doing something bigger where it's like they're providing, this is a part of their curriculum. It's part of what they're getting.
I also promote mental health.
Yeah.
Especially fair. You know what I mean? Especially in stuff. I didn't have that transition. Even though you go to college, anything there is free. Therapy is free. All you need to sign up. That's it. And so I try to person I want to promote mental health. Like go to therapy, get some help. Especially that transition year, is those who are going to school, that first year of college.
That's where I see a lot of people for.
Instead of going home every weekend, I go on campus. I don't know, man. They have a go therapy session on Saturday. I'm instead of going every weekend and not be worried about pressure and navigation, peer pressure and tests and being on my own and
feeling isolated, like you're
isolated, especially if you travel out of state. So have that therapy right there. I can talk to someone once a week and help me get through this, help me get through that first month. Adjusting, then I'll promote people to stay more and stay in college and stay on campus more instead of taking a break. And plus you got full ride. Why are you taking the break? You worked your butt off there, full ride, and you won't leave.
Take advantage of all the because when you're gone, you gotta now figure out on your own.
Right, because I'm still like, how you got full ride that you work hard for to get that, so your parents want to pay, then you want to leave.
But then if it doesn't look cool,
Right,
like
yeah.
when I was in college, I stayed in a career development office. You know why? I said, listen, first of all, I was trying to graduate early because I was like, the tuition, everything was on me. I was taking, nobody helped me with school. So it was on me. Every loan, anything that I did, I worked and I went to school and I stayed on campus. I was up there and said, listen, I'm trying to graduate in 3 years. What can I do after this degree until I decide if I'm going to grad school? I stayed up there. Anything that they were having, any free events, speed interviewing, you know, they had a list of employers coming. I'm going to the career fair. I'm doing a speed interviewing. I'm coming up there having one-on-one conversation with the director. They are here for us. They're getting paid for us. But if it's not cool, people are not doing it.
Right.
But see, that's why you gotta have people, because I'm a straight shooter and tell you how it is. Don't worry about what they're not doing. Because they're going to be just as lost. You're going to be graduating and just as lost the very next week and then regretting the whole time when you could have been taking advantage of everything that was right at your fingertips. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, exactly. So, yes, I figure that's definitely something that we want. So that's what I'm trying to try to get have more resources, especially for the schools we work at. You know what I mean? Like, we want great value, you know, it's great, little workshops, but what do we do where we're going? We don't every week. We're not in the presence of them. So I want them to drop back to where they were. We want to keep them up, keep them motivated. You know what I mean? Have Finding My Way Foundation there as a presence, as a resource. I'm still connected today. We still here. You know what I mean? And plus, I had a couple students like, I don't know, y'all taking interns or, you know, co-ops. I had a couple students that graduated college. You know what I mean? So trying to get them on board and trying to convince them, hey, you can stay in college, get that pep talk, hey, what's going on in your school? You know what I mean? Why do you feel about leaving? Why do you feel like, you know, we encourage him or her, hey, give us another shot. You know, we can stay another semester. You know what I mean? Like, we can figure this out. You know what I mean? You know, so we can help you get resources, help you find that scholarship that you can pay that loan off. You know, so you can stay another semester. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people are told, you can get scholarships while you're in school.
Yes.
While you're in school.
I even got them when I was at Temple and in grad school, and normally you don't get many at grad school, but yeah, you do. You get recognized for things, and that's why, you know, someone's always watching. That's why.
Exactly.
And that's why I stretched it to 17 to 25, because even for the individuals that go off to college and they graduate, like, I came back and I was home for 4 months and I had got my own apartment. A lot of people don't know about paying no bills. How do they even understand how to read a leasing agreement?
Or a budget.
Having a budget, yes. So that's why I stretched it to that. I'm like, they still need
credit cards, financial literacy. You know what I mean?
And the credit cards is not bad. It's a tool. Money is a tool, period. All of that are tools. And you just have to learn how to use the tool right. When you don't know how to use the tool right, that's when you got debt and people like cut the credit cards up, don't do. It's a tool. And to do anything, really, you need credit. You need good credit. But they need somebody to educate them right and tell them and knock those myths down that they grew up with with people that have bad money habits.
Right, and learn that early, especially when you go to college, especially your freshman year, you get that refund check.
And they spend it getting the Jordans, the dunks,
but
the games.
And I was with them on the ain't gonna lie to you. But no one told me how to, you're saving. They come to one rainy day. So
for your books, that's what I did.
I paid for my books, and then I remember my junior year, I think my senior year, I was trying to graduate 4 years. The way I was going, what we done fall 04, I was like, I'm doing 4 years. So I was on campus. I was RA at the time. Then I
was an RA too.
I was RA. Then they had an opportunity to be college assistant. We did RA for the summer for camps. I came in, and I really didn't do it. You just make sure you was present. You didn't really do anything. You didn't do programming like you would do in the fall, but you make sure you was there as a space, as a reference. Something happened, you could go to. They go to you. You had to do programming. Or you did like office hours and like 1 day a week, and then you would do like be present when something happens. Like, you know, something happened, they go to you. So I had a day. It was like something for classes. I was I had two classes my junior year that cost money. Yeah. So my mom was like, "Hey, I'm paying this all, you know." But here's the thing, my mom was like, "You have a good GPA." So my mom, I told you, "Man, you get free something." So my mom somehow talked to the school and they waived it. So they waived it. I had to pay nothing. It was like, "Oh, your GPA is really good. You get stuck." And it saw what I was doing at school. I was already, you know, my mom didn't have that money at the time because our scouts were only for the fall, you know, for fall and spring. But I stayed up there and it worked out because you gotta have a GPA because you get a GPA, they open up doors for you. You know what I mean? So I was they saw what I was doing on campus. I was like doing positive things and like they was like, okay, we made that for you, you know. So and I thank God for that because it's about connections, about networking, it's about doing the right thing. So it's about getting that exposure, like I said, about credit cards and financial literacy and refund checks right from the jump. You know what I mean? So they know when they get their check, oh, I can save it. I can get a little bit, but a little bit. You don't need a car right now. You don't need a car. You don't need that bling Jordans. You can say that because you never know. Life happens. You gotta make sure you prepare for that. Make sure you save that. You know what I mean? So it's so important that you do that. So a couple more questions before we wrap up because this has been very, very inspiring for me. And you know, so you do a lot. You're an entrepreneur, you're a therapist, you're a executive director, you are a therapist. What does Tysheira do with self-care?
Okay, self-care. I would say definitely go to the gym. It helps me just stay clear in my head. I love to eat, so I'm always looking for a new spot to eat. And I think sometimes just enjoying TV. I don't get a chance to watch any TV. I'm always just working. And I am a cat mom now, so I play a lot with my cat. He's one, so he's still so young. He's very playful. So just chilling, just trying to take care of my health, and just doing a little fun because when I tell you I don't watch TV, that's why I stopped paying for cable. I was like, I'll just pay for Netflix because I don't watch it. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, yeah. So and all the other things like making sure you make time for family and friends and stuff like that, and have conversations that's not about what I'm doing. That's the one thing. Like when I go and see family, please don't ask me about what I want to. Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about me because I'm talking about me all the time. We're talking about anything that I'm doing with people all the time. That I want to talk about something that's not related.
Right.
So
what's your favorite type of food?
Seafood.
Okay.
I could probably eat that probably every week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
some form of, if it's not the whole seafood boil, it is some form of it. If it's shrimp, I eat it all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So, what advice would you give to the young Tysheira?
Oh my gosh. It's so funny. This is something that I'm doing in my own inner work. I've been like talking to my younger self and just like, look how far you came. Like, and if it was something that I would tell myself is, I used to stress and worry a lot, and that was just because of just not coming from having too much, or I had to work for so much. I think I would have told myself that to just believe in my abilities to get things done, and that whatever it is that I set forth to do, that I will do it, and to believe that, and not feel like I had to take on so much to ensure that I was going to hit the goal, but to have more belief in myself, more confidence, and tell myself that it's going, in whatever way, the time for everything, that you will get to where you need to be when you need to be there. So I wish I would have slowed down and enjoyed like my younger years a little more, but I was always just like hitting things on the nail. So that would be the advice to my younger self.
Okay, so where people can find more about your website, your nonprofit, your books.
Yeah.
You had a launch launched already your book already?
No, because it didn't come out. It didn't come out yet. It's coming out this fall, so it didn't launch yet. Yep. I've been talking about it, but yeah.
So where people can follow information about you?
So you want to follow the nonprofits page. We're on Instagram at Find My Way Foundation. Same thing for the website is www.findmywayfoundation.org. My personal website will be www.TysheiraMaddox.com. And on Instagram, you can find me at I am Tyshiera.
All right, Miss Tysheira Maddox, thank you for what you're doing.
Yeah.
Thank you for providing a platform for young people, young adults trying to find their way. Thank you for just thank you for living your purpose and doing your purpose.
Yes.
And I definitely appreciate it. It's not going to be the last time. We definitely going to try to find a way to be a partners with greatness.
Definitely.
Help our students who are in high school, who are transitioning to this level in life, this stage of life, help them find a plan, help them get plans for what they want to do, and do it unapologetically and be happy with it. So, like I said, this is going to be the last time conversation. Be on the lookout for a new book coming out soon. Yep. I think it should be all part of this Cafe 42 coming out. Yeah, so November 18th, I told y'all, say the date, November 18th. So our last one of the year. So we are definitely excited for that. That's right, it's definitely excited for that. So for those who are watching, thank you for joining us and watching this. We're going to edit this, make sure that we're going to get some information out to y'all. Enjoy the rest of the Saturday. I know it's a little gloomy today. It's a perfect day to relax, unwind, and get some rest in. Just enjoy today. Relax. Don't take a life today. Just enjoy the life and just be faithful and grateful. We thank you so much. We'll be back on next Saturday. Enjoy the rest of the week and continue to be great.